Hello. Hello, and welcome back, or welcome for the first time to the podcast, Totally Kind of Okay. I'm your host, Tiffany Joy Bankhead, and thank you so much for being with me today and joining. Hopefully, this helps you with a situation you're going through. As if you saw the title, this is about something, if something bad happens to you, what to do with it and how to get through it. This is episode 37 of the Totally Kind of Okay podcast. This is only the second episode on YouTube, but we have over 30 more episodes on Spotify. So if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and go back and listen to previous episodes on Spotify. I would really appreciate if you, sorry, my nose itches already. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tiffany Joy Bankhead, and also follow the show on Spotify. It's just Totally Kind of Okay on Spotify. And hi, friends. I am so glad you're here today. Today, I am doing a lot better than I was doing yesterday. Yesterday, I had a really shitty, crappy day. It was very, very difficult. And it was because something really bad happened to me a couple nights ago. And that just inspired me because a lot of people go through very difficult times, even if it's just something that happens one day. It can totally turn your world upside down or just put you in a really bad mood and make you feel terrible. And I want to help you know that things will get better and there is a way to start making things get better quickly. And I won't really go into what happened to me, but I was betrayed by someone I really loved, and it felt really bad. It hurt me really deeply and threw me for a tailspin, and I was shocked and completely thrown out of whack, and it definitely triggered me in a lot of ways and brought up my insecurities. And so I'm taking my pain and experience I went through to help others who may also have had a bad situation recently and need some guidance. And this podcast is designed to help you improve your mental health. After listening to each episode, I share about my real life experiences with mental health issues and the disorders I've been diagnosed with, as well as other disorders I know people have been diagnosed with. I discuss mental health treatment and tools you can apply to your life today, as well as healthy habits that will improve your overall health, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. I share mostly about my personal experiences, my struggles, and the victories I've had with dealing with my own diagnosis that I received 13 years ago. I was diagnosed with bipolar type 2, and then after that, I was also diagnosed with seasonal affective disorder, generalized anxiety, and PTSD, and ADHD, and a marijuana substance use disorder. This episode is about what you should do if you've had something really bad happen to you. It could be a big fight with your partner or a friend. It could be getting laid off from your job or hearing about losing someone in your life. It could be, like in my case, being betrayed by someone close to you or someone doing something really hurtful to you. Whatever it is, it was something really shitty that happened to you. And in this episode, you'll learn what to do in the first few days and how to start recovering from the experience and start feeling like yourself again. We start every episode with an affirmation because I believe what we tell ourselves is one of the most powerful tools we can use is the thoughts that and how we talk to ourselves. Our thoughts become our beliefs, and our beliefs create our emotions, and our emotions create how we react to things, and how we react creates the consequences for our lives. So I think everything really starts with up here, how you talk to yourself, how you think about yourself. I'm going to say the affirmation. I'm going to tell you what the affirmation is, and then we're going to repeat it 3 times so we really cement it into our minds. Today's affirmation is, I am more than the things that have happened to me. They don't define me. They make me stronger and better than before. Let's repeat that 3 times together. I am more than the things that have happened to me. They don't define me, and they make me stronger and better than before. I am more than the things that have happened to me. They don't define me, and they make me stronger and better than I was before. I am more than the things that happened to me. They don't define me. They make me stronger and better than before. So let's just get into it. Here are the steps I've been taking over the past couple days to start feeling better. I haven't done every single one of these yet, but I've done most of them. And I will tell you, this was very recent, just a couple days ago. And the difference I felt between yesterday and today is like night and day. I woke up, and because I did some of these things yesterday that I'm going to tell you about, I woke up today with like a peace, and I felt a lot more content with who I am and where I'm at in life. And I was like, I started to realize that what happened to me doesn't need to continually affect how I'm doing and who I am. So the first thing I recommend is to wait to react. Okay, I'm just going to be honest. I did react within less than 12 hours. Well, at least to one of the people involved. So there was 2 people involved in this situation. Well, 3 if you include me. But I highly recommend waiting to react. I reacted like this happened at night, so I reacted the next morning. But most likely when it happens initially, you're in a lot of pain. That could lead to a lot of anger, because anger is a secondary emotion and the primary emotion is pain or hurt. The worst thing is to react out of pain and anger, because you're probably going to say some things or do destructive things that are either going to make things worse or make you feel worse and make you regret what you did or said. If you need to vent, do it with someone else who is supportive in your life. So instead of reacting to the people or persons that created the bad event in your life, talk to somebody else within that first 12 to 24 hours and take 12 to 24 hours before reacting towards the person or people who hurt you. I did say some hurtful things out of my own pain and anger that now that it's been 2 days, I regret that I said those things, and now I feel like I am not only a victim, but I'm also a perpetrator, and now I have a guilty conscience and feel like I need to apologize for the way I reacted and the things I said. So my best advice is to wait 12 hours, but more like 24 hours to react to the other people involved in the situation. And the next thing I recommend is to have a good cry, like a really good cry, an ugly cry. And obviously you probably want to be alone for this. I did cry with some other people and let myself cry. I am extremely emotionally transparent in my life, and so I am very used to crying around other people, but a lot of people feel uncomfortable crying around other people. But let yourself just cry it all out, because when it's something bad and it hurts you, obviously you're going to experience that sadness and pain, and just cry it all out. Let yourself really feel the pain. Like, don't try to numb it. Don't try to avoid it. Especially Like for myself, I am in recovery from marijuana use disorder. And so the first thing I wanted to do was to get high or get stoned. And that would have been one of the worst things I could have done, not only because I have like a little over 5 months of sobriety from marijuana, and that would have set me back and made me feel even worse. But do not try to avoid the pain. Really allow yourself to feel the worst parts of whatever happened. Allow yourself to play it over in your head and to really feel how badly it hurt. Even though it's hard to face that emotion, it's very important to allow yourself, because that is the first step in the healing process, is to allow yourself to really feel the pain and the hurt and the sadness of what happened. You can ugly cry, you can scream, curse out loud. I definitely, after the situation happened, I was on a walk at night and I was cursing out loud, screaming. There was no one around me, so I didn't look like a crazy person, but definitely like allow yourself to like get the pain out, get the anger out. And you can also curl into a ball and just let yourself let it out, because when we don't allow ourselves to let out those feelings, they get stuck in our bodies and then they start causing worse symptoms. They can literally cause a physical illness. They can exacerbate an existing mental illness. They can start to fester and cause a negative thinking pattern. So the best thing you can do is just really let it all out. I recommend listening to a sad playlist that puts you in all the feels and helps you release tears and hurt inside. Music is really powerful. I have a playlist on Spotify. If you just go to Spotify, it's Tiffany Joy Bankhead, and I have a playlist called Feel My Feelings or Feeling My Feelings, something like that. And whenever I need a good cry, I will listen to that playlist because there's songs on there that make me really emotional. So that's the second thing I recommend, is just really allow yourself to feel the pain and let it go, because when we hold on to things, it just makes it worse for us. So we have to start the process of releasing these negative emotions, and how you do that is allowing yourself to feel them. The next thing I recommend is to get some rest. Take a nap, get a good night of sleep. This happened to me at night, so I went to sleep. However you need to get to sleep. For me particularly, because I have a prescription anti-anxiety medication, I took my anti-anxiety medication so I could prevent myself from feeling anxious and not being able to sleep, or having a panic attack and not being able to calm down enough to go to sleep. So if you have sleeping medication or anti-anxiety medication, I recommend taking that so you can actually go to sleep, because rest is very important in helping you recover. If it's something that happened like earlier in the day or in the morning, even the afternoon, really like try to take a nap if you can, because after you cry it out, sleeping just restores the body. It helps to physically reset your emotions and your mental state. So really get a good night's sleep or have a good nap and take it easy. So don't make yourself, so after you sleep or take a nap, take the next day, the following day, take things really easy on yourself. Get a lot of rest. I don't recommend trying to fill your day with a bunch of activities and being busy. What I did personally was I did the bare minimum. Like, I did the bare minimum things that I need to do to take care of myself. For me, that is taking care of my dogs, which means taking them out, taking them on a walk, drinking water, and trying to eat some food. And I'm very lucky that I have dogs, because like forcing myself to get outside and take them on a walk was also very healing for me, and helped me start to feel better. And I know, particularly with my own history of my relationship with food and emotional eating, most of the time when I'm really sad, I don't want to eat. I get really depressed, and it takes away my appetite. Now, if I'm anxious, it's the opposite. I want to binge eat and emotionally eat. But when I'm depressed and sad, I don't want to eat. So I force myself to eat something. I actually was able to do that by going to my grandparents' house and having dinner with them, because I knew if I was around people that were eating, it was more likely going to help me be able to eat as well. Also because when my grandma cooks, I don't want to not eat the food that she gives me, because I feel like it's rude. And yeah. All right. I'm having a Diet Coke. I know Diet Coke is not good for you. But sometimes it just hits the spot. Sometimes you just gotta have a Diet Coke. Anyway, the next thing I recommend, and you don't have to necessarily do these all in this order, but I do recommend letting yourself feel the feelings and cry. Have a good cry session first, and then I recommend getting rest next. But you can also do this step, which is talking to someone you trust or multiple people that have your back. And like I said, you don't want to react to the other people that were in this situation right away, and you can talk to someone else that you trust, that you feel is there for you. And so that's like the first thing I did, was I went and vented to my best friend and talked to her about the situation, and she really gave me good feedback, and I immediately felt a little better after being able to let things out. It's important to talk to the people that understand you the best, because obviously they're going to really have insight into who you really are and help remind you, the good things about you. And they're also going to help you know that this is like a learning experience. Whether you text someone, for me, my best friend is currently across the world, halfway across the world, so we were texting over WhatsApp, but you can also do a voice memo, a voice call, or FaceTime. The people that mean the most to you, the people that mean the most to you will always have the best advice and encouragement for you. They will remind you how amazing you are and what you deserve in life, and how you don't deserve to be treated. So really talk to those people you're closest with and are supportive, because they're going to be the best sounding board for you to give you the best type of feedback that you need. The next thing I recommend, either the same day or the following day after this happens, is to get some sunlight. And sunlight not only helps set your circadian rhythm, so if you do have trouble sleeping and ruminating and having constant thoughts of distress, if you get sunlight during the day, your body is going to start naturally getting sleepy at night. So that's one good thing about sunlight. Sunlight is also just very healing, and it does so many things for you. The vitamin D helps boost your mood. It helps relax you and calm you. sunlight literally helps like cleanse the body and start to remove toxins and but a bunch of other things. There's so many benefits of sunlight. So I highly recommend getting sunlight, even if it's just like a 10-minute walk outside or relaxing on the patio. Maybe you have a nice cozy spot on your patio where you like to sit and just enjoy the sun. But I recommend getting at least 10 minutes of sunlight, preferably the longer, the better. The more you can be outside and enjoying the sun, the better you're going to feel. And I highly recommend going for a walk if you're able-bodied and if that's available to you, taking a walk outside, because not only are you getting the benefit of the sunlight, but you're also getting the benefits of walking, which walking itself also helps you process emotions, helps you spiritually connect to yourself, to the world around you, and physically it starts to release chemicals in your body that are going to make you feel better and also elevate your mood. So so this is also what I did yesterday for some of the day, not all of the day, but some of the day. But the first day after the bad situation or bad event happens to you, you can definitely mope around in your pajamas or sweats and just allow yourself, like I said, like relax, get some rest. You can allow yourself just to feel shitty that day. Like really just allow yourself to, like, you don't need to, put on a cute outfit or do anything. Just chill, just binge on Netflix or whatever show you like, or watch sad movies, whatever it is that you want to do to relax and just kind of like ruminate in your sad feelings. And because it's okay to have a depressed day. Just because you have a depressed day doesn't mean you are depressed, and it doesn't mean that your life is not good. I think everybody has a depressed day every once in a while, so allow yourself to do that. But the next day after that, so after day one, the next day, put on a cute outfit that makes you feel good and makes you comfortable in your body. Do your makeup and hair and go do something. So the first day, be a bum, wear pajamas all day, wear sweats all day, do nothing, do nothing. And then the next day, I want you to get up, put on clean clothes, put on a cute outfit, put on something that makes you feel good, do your hair, do your makeup if you're a lady, and go out and do something, even if that's just going grocery shopping. Try to get in public somewhere where you can actually like see people and interact with people, even if it's just like smiling at someone and being like, have a great day, because they're probably going to say, hey, you too, how are you doing? Have a great day. I prefer to go to a coffee shop or meet up with a friend. Also, again, meeting up with a friend and doing something that is going to give you a lot of feedback and make you feel better about yourself. But what I didn't have any friends in town that I could meet up with last minute. So what I did was I got ready and I went to a coffee shop and I worked on my podcast, this show actually. And it's important to start feeling good about yourself. And this is one small way that you can do that, because it's okay to feel bad about yourself for a day. But the next day you really want to start feeling good about yourself. And I think that because yesterday I made myself look good and feel good and went out in public and worked on something that makes me feel good, I think that's why I woke up today with so much peace of mind and I really was like, wow, like I'm okay. I feel like myself, like I'm a good person. And the next thing I recommend, this kind of goes along with what I just said, but getting around people who love and support you. So do something with people who mean the most to you. If you don't live near to someone, sorry, I gotta switch my seat around. So, hopefully you have people close to you that will, you can make last minute plans with, and just you don't even have to do anything, just hanging out with them, maybe just going over to their house and having a tea together or a coffee or even just water, just talking to someone and being around someone who loves you and supports you is very important. Not only, like I said, will they be a good sounding board and give you like the best advice you can get for the situation you're going through, but connecting with people, everybody has an energy field, right? There's I can't remember what it's called right now, but auras or whatever you want to call it, but we all have energy field around us, and being close to someone, hugging them, maybe holding their hand or having them touch your back or having them touch your arm, it creates a boost of energy, and that energy is really healing for our body and soul. Yeah. So, if you don't have anyone near you or around you that you can go see right away, video chat someone, just call, FaceTime or video chat, however you can do that, and talk to someone over video messaging, because although they're not next to you and you can't really feel the energy of them, you can get the human expression and attention from someone who loves you and cares about you. This part is extremely important if you're like me and you struggle with an addiction. Like I said, I have a marijuana addiction. Is get into, or if you struggle with like emotional eating or binge eating, go to a 12-step anonymous group. If you live in like a bigger city, I live in a very small town, but if you live in a bigger city, there's 12-step anonymous groups in person that you can go to. So that covers two of the things you can do is get ready, look nice, go to a meeting in person. But if there are no meetings in person, you can always go online for every like anonymous, like 12-step group, whether it's Codependence Anonymous, Marijuana Addiction, Marijuana Anonymous, Alcohol Anonymous. Technically I'm not supposed to really promote those things publicly, but I personally go to them and they've helped me. So I'm just going to say that. But you can go to an online meeting pretty much any time of the day. Like almost every single hour of the day, there is at least one meeting, if not multiple meetings, for every hour of the day for an online meeting. So if you like struggle with an addiction or binge eating and you don't want to relapse, and obviously that would make your life worse and make yourself feel worse, then attend a 12-step meeting. And the next thing to do, if you are spiritual or religious like me, personally, I am a Christian and I am a follower of Jesus Christ. I am a disciple, and my spiritual and religious relationship is super important to me. I know you can be spiritual without being religious, and that's perfectly fine. Whatever works for you. I think everybody needs some sort of like connection to the world around us, to something that's greater than us, whether you want to call that a higher power or Mother Nature, whatever you want to call it. But read some sort of spiritual or religious book that you have. So reading encouraging words from the Bible about what God has planned for you and how he's always there for you is going to help you start heal emotionally and spiritually. I also recommend praying and talking to God. If you don't believe in God and you just believe in the universe, the power of the universe, you can talk to the universe, put your intentions out there, put your manifestations out there, and also practice gratitude. And healing spiritually will really put you back in touch with what is significant in life and what really matters in life, and connect you to something greater than yourself, and know that, you can find peace and healing. So that's something I highly recommend. The next thing I recommend is to journal about it or write a letter to the person who hurt you or the situation that upset you. I have done this. I didn't do this for this particular situation. I probably will. I did do some journal prompts, which was in a meeting I went to. We did something you want to let go of and give to a higher power, something you're grateful for, and something you want to manifest. So I did do a little bit of journaling, but I highly recommend free writing and just, whether it's pen to paper or typing. I like to type, and I have like online journal that I type into, because sometimes it's a lot easier for me to type as I'm thinking, because I can type pretty fast versus writing pen to paper. But there is something to be said about writing pen to paper. I think it's just the mental process of actually moving your hand and connecting it with your mind, because when you're moving your hand, you're moving your body. And there's something that really releases that stored up toxicity and negativity in your mind just by writing it out on paper. So let yourself free write or write a letter to the person. And whether you free write or write a letter, it will really give you perspective on how you're really feeling and can give you insight you didn't even realize you had inside you. So again, it's all about processing the emotions and not letting them get stuck. And when you start to allow yourself to think about things and process them, it's going to start the healing of getting over that situation and moving past it and getting insight into, well, what was this really that bad? Could it have been worse? How much of an impact do I want this situation to have on my life? Is there a way I can move past this quickly? What can I do to start to think differently about this situation? And writing it out really helps you do that. If you do write a letter to the person or people that hurt you, you probably shouldn't give it to that person that hurt you. I don't recommend necessarily giving them the letter, because I feel like that's really just for you and your own emotional health to process that. But if you do write them a letter and you wait a few days and you feel like what you wrote isn't necessarily something hurtful or something that is going to make you feel guilty or regret saying those things, you can give them the letter or email them or whatever, if you feel compelled to tell them how badly they hurt you. And it's totally up to you. I wrote a letter to someone in my life that I have had a history of toxicity with, and that has been extremely hurtful to me. And I don't plan on ever giving them that letter. That letter was just for me, for my own emotional health, and for me to like let things go, because letting things go allows us to come back to who we really are. Because when we hold on to things, and it hardens us, it hardens our heart, it puts barriers, and it blocks our mind from thinking at a higher level. It keeps us stuck in like a negative thought pattern. It starts to change our perspective on the world, and we start to think more negatively or cynically about things. So this whole process I'm telling you of how to get through this bad situation is all about getting back to a positive mindset and getting back to really feeling like you have a lot of good things going for you. You have a good life. You are a good person. You know, bad things happen to good people all the time. That doesn't mean that you need to let that affect you for the rest of your life. The next thing I recommend is eating some comfort food. And again, if you do have a problem with emotional eating or binge eating, maybe skip this step, or just, eat something healthy in general. But for me in particular, I have a comfort food that makes me feel better, which is chocolate chip cookies. I love a good chocolate chip cookie. My favorite chocolate chip cookie is from Subway. I think Subway has the best, well, McDonald's has really good chocolate chip cookies too, but I like Subway a little more. But McDonald's will make their cookies like fresh, so those are really good too. But for me, like eating a chocolate chip cookie, just for some reason, it just warms me up and gives me like a good feeling. And like I said before, it can be really easy to lose your appetite when you're feeling really low. So eat something that feels comforting. Maybe go to your favorite restaurant and get takeout or get DoorDash, or cook a meal that makes you feel really good. Maybe cook something that is a family recipe that's handed down that just makes you feel like warm and fuzzy and like connects you to people who love you. You can indulge in a treat. Like I said, my comfort food is like chocolate chip cookies, which does have sugar, which will give you a dopamine hit. So that's another good thing about like eating something that's a sugary treat, because it does, even if it's very temporary, gives you a little bit of that dopamine hit. But like I said, if you are feeling overwhelmed or anxious with emotions, maybe go to an Overeaters Anonymous group, and fuel your body with good food. But don't use it as an excuse to like eat all the junk food in the house. And like I said, like you can totally skip that part. That's just like something that I did that helped me feel better, because it just brings me like a little spark of joy, because I'm like, I really like this cookie. This really tastes good. So yeah. The next thing, I just have a couple more things for you. The next thing I want you to do is to do some self-care. And I talk a lot about self-care. I am coming out with an online course on self-care. It will be released by the end of May. So if you want more information on that, I'll put my link in the show notes. I have, if you want to sign up for a discount to my self-care course, which there will only be a discount for a limited time. You can go and get my free affirmation cards, and then that signs you up for my email list. And so you will get on the list for a discount. But I'm a big proponent of self-care, and I consider myself a self-care expert, because it's something I've been working on and mastering over the past like 15 years of my life. So Some things I recommend for self-care is taking a bath or a long hot shower. You can listen to some uplifting music or listen to a funny podcast, read a book that you enjoy. I recommend reading a fictional book because those are usually either more lighthearted if you read like a romantic or a funny book, or more interesting like a thriller or something. Like, read a book that is and pleasurable. Like, you want to do something pleasurable. So I don't recommend excuse me, I don't recommend reading like a nonfiction book, because that doesn't like really stimulate the pleasure part of your brain. It's more like the thinking and processing part of your brain. So you can do something creative like painting or drawing, crocheting, knitting, writing poems. Other things you can do for self-care is like cleaning, like putting away laundry, or do a house project that you've been putting off. But do some sort of self-care. It can be a couple of those things. It can be one thing, but just do some sort of self-care to take care of yourself. And that will also start to show yourself that, you know, you are worthy of being taken care of and you are worthy of feeling good. And then the next day after this bad event happens to you or situation, you know, have your day to sulk, have your day to get up and get out, and then either 2 days after or the next day after, do a workout. And I recommend lifting weights because that really gets your adrenaline going and helps your body process emotions while also building your self-esteem and self-confidence. So I highly recommend lifting weights. There's just something so mentally stimulating, like building. It's like really builds a strong emotional or a strong mental state when you lift weights. So I highly recommend lifting weights. It's also very good for processing emotions, because as you like contract and flex your muscles, your body is starting to release toxicity and also pump out the good chemicals that make you feel good. So I recommend lifting weights. If you don't like to lift weights, maybe it's time to start trying. You know, if you're not part of a gym, maybe get a day pass or a guest pass to a gym. Or if you have weights at home, I have both. I have a gym I have a gym membership and weights at home. So whatever you can do, but you know, if you really don't want to lift weights, you can do a Pilates, yoga, bar, cardio, dance class. I recommend, like, you can do those on YouTube. There's all kinds of workouts and exercises you can do on YouTube, but I do recommend like going into an in-person class where you are around people, and those people will likely be in a positive mood and positivity spreads, and being around happy people will make you feel happier. So, all right. That is the advice I have for you for getting through a bad situation, or what to do after something really bad happens to you. You know, this can take a couple days, this can take a few days, but I really recommend like doing all these things within 2 or 3 days of the situation happening to you, because you're really going to immediately start feeling better and start feeling more like yourself. Like, I did most of these things yesterday. I'm going to do a workout today because today's the second day after the bad thing happened to me. And so I'm going to lift some weights and feel good about my body, build up my self-esteem, build up my confidence, and that will make me feel just better in general about myself. But I do like really want to emphasize that you take these steps fairly quickly after the bad thing happens to you, because again, you don't want this negativity and this hard, hurtful thing to get stuck inside your body, inside your head, inside your soul, inside your heart. You want to let it go and start to heal from it quickly, because you are deserving of having a good life. You're worthy of feeling good about yourself. And I want to remind you and help you remember that you are not the things that happen to you. Sometimes bad things happen, and they're meant for you to learn a lesson and make you stronger. In the moment, it can feel like the worst thing that's ever happened to you, but if you give it a few days, you will begin to feel better. What's important is how you feel about yourself and how you're taking care of yourself so you can be the best you can be. Do these things I've talked about, and you'll get through the hard time even quicker than you could ever imagine, and you will, begin to feel better within a couple days if you do these things. I want you to know, you are an amazing person, and you deserve good things, and that doesn't mean that you will always be happy and everything will be good, but it does mean that you will get better and come out from this terrible time appreciating the good things you do have in life, and appreciating the people who are positive and supportive in your life. You are amazing and so special. You are a good person, and good things will happen to you. Even though bad things happen, that's not gonna be a pattern in your life. Good things will start happening to you again, and you are brave and able to handle anything that comes your way. Life lessons will teach you what's important in life and make you feel like you are strong and resilient. So just know that this thing may have really hurt you, may have really brought you down, but it's not going to break you. You are unbreakable because you are strong and resilient. And just really, take good care of yourself, because you deserve to feel good about yourself, and you deserve to have a good, happy life. And it's okay to feel bad sometimes and allow yourself to feel those things and process those things, but it's not okay to get stuck on them and let it make you start self-destructing and making your life worse. So take care of yourself. I also just wanted you to know about self-care. Like I said, I'm coming out with an online self-care course. It's called Connected and Confident Self-Care for the Soul. If you're not sure where to start with self-care, or you don't have a good, consistent self-care routine, I want you to know I got you. I have a comprehensive self-care course coming out at the end of May. So today's I think it's May 18th. So within a couple weeks, this course will be launched and out in the world, and it will help you improve your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. This course really, there's nothing like it out there. I've checked, I've done the research. I haven't found anything like this. This course covers what self-care really is, not what the internet makes you think self-care is. It goes over the 3 levels of self-care and how to identify what level you're at and what you can do to get to the next level. It also helps you build a personalized, custom self-care plan to meet all your needs and implement self-care into your daily life. When you do this course, it's a self-led course, so you can do it within a day or two, you can do it within a week, or however long it takes you. But I promise you, once you do this course, you will go from feeling burned out and overwhelmed to thriving and feeling the best you've ever felt, and feeling great about your life and feeling good about yourself. You'll go from, before doing this course, if you were struggling and dealing with a lot of mental health issues and a lot of stress, you will go from struggling to handle everyday life to mastering feeling great every single day. And there will be a short introductory discount for the first couple months. I'll be offering a discount on the course if you sign up for my email list. If you sign up for my email list, you will also get my affirmation cards. I made affirmation cards for self-care and self-love and mental health and body positivity and depression and anxiety. And so you'll get those free affirmation cards that you can print them out, or you can save them as like a screensaver on your phone or your computer, and to constantly remind you, because affirmations are important. So go to the link in the show notes, or you can also email me, and my email is just Tiff Bankhead, so TIFFBANKHEAD @gmail.com, tiffbankhead@gmail.com, and put self-care in the subject line, and I will send you those free affirmation cards and get you signed up for the discount. It's going to be a big discount. It's going to be like 25% off. So I want to end this episode with our affirmation again, because repetition is important, and continuing to tell ourselves positive things will help us get through the hardest times in our lives. So again, the affirmation is, I am more than the things that have happened to me. They don't define me. They make me stronger and better than before. Let's repeat that 3 times together. I am more than the things that have happened to me. They don't define me, and they make me stronger and better than I was before. I am more than the things that have happened to me. They don't define me. They make me stronger and better than I was before. I am more than the things that have happened to me. They don't define me. They make me stronger and better than I was before. So thank you guys so much. So much. Thank you. Like, just talking about this is already helping me feel better. Knowing that I can help other people who have gone through really bad situations feel better just lifts my spirit and makes me feel like I did something good, and I'm turning lemons into lemonade, and I'm turning my mess into my message. And I just my ultimate goal with this podcast and this show is to just help people feel better about themselves, help people improve their mental health, and start living a more stable, joyful, fruitful, fulfilling whole life. Thank you for listening today and being part of this community. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tiffany Joy Bankhead, and follow the show on Spotify and rate it 5 stars. If you felt like you got something out of this show, please put a heart or a comment on the YouTube video. I want you to know that there are so many good things ahead of you in life. You can achieve your dreams, and you will find happiness and peace. You are so worthy as you are, and you have so much value to offer the world and the people around you. I'm so glad you're here and ready to become your happiest and healthiest self. You deserve to feel good about you and to feel the most fulfilled you can be, and I truly mean that. So if you have any questions or comments, feedback, or if you have a topic that you want me to discuss on this podcast, you can email me this show at totallykindofoK@gmail.com. Again, I'll put that in the show notes, but it's totallykindofoK, no AY, just okay, @gmail.com. Also, go follow me on Instagram. Again, it's just at Tiffany Joy Bankhead, and totally kind of okay, where I post more of videos and inspirational stuff and funny stuff. And I just try to spread a little joy throughout the day. And so thank you. I love you. Keep coming back, and I appreciate you. Have a great day.